Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video for you. This is my big San Diego Comic-Con prediction video. This is a video where I look at what, Veve could be dropping during the San Diego Comic-Con or leading up to it, because that's coming in literally 1 week from when I'm publishing this video. This is July 14th, so the San Diego Comic-Con starts on July 21st mostly. There's a few things on the 20th, but it's mostly on the 21st. So, we're hoping that we're going to get some amazing Veve stuff there. Now, like we all know, they're going to be at the Marvel booth. And so we don't know what that means. I don't know if there's going to be huge promotions, but I certainly hope so. Now, make sure that you remember that this is just predictions, so I could be completely wrong on all of this stuff. This is just for fun, right? So, don't make any financial decisions at all. And, especially with any of my videos, remember, I'm just a collector. This is not financial advice. So don't try to go too crazy, but I think I have some really good predictions here, right? I really do think that there's some things that I don't think people are thinking about that I'm going to throw at you that they could throw at us, and we'll see what happens, right? I mean, I could be 0 for 0 on all these, or I could have like one of them could come true, or none of them, or all of them, which would be absolutely crazy, but I think I make a couple of good arguments here. So let's get into it right here, and we'll talk about that and just all the stuff we have coming up here. This is going to be really exciting though. It's San Diego Comic-Con, right? Oh, it's the best. So anyway, we got to talk about this first, okay? So here's some tweets, okay, that went out. Now, I don't know if Alex from, Veve is just trolling or what, but, these are a couple tweets that went out. And I want to thank Hinanu over on my Discord server for showing these in the chat on my Discord. And you can, if you join the Drophead community, like my NFT project, you'll get into the Discord server as well. And you can get in there because we're chatting about all sorts of stuff and doing predictions as well. And you can see right here that up at the top right here, we got, MASC, put out a little prediction, Journey into Mystery 83, Thor 2 with Gore, Amazing Spider-Man 300, Venom's first appearance, Multiverse of Madness, Mighties, and What If Jane Foster. And those are the guesses. And Reverend Alex G said 005, right? Okay, so we take that, right? We don't know. Maybe he's trolling, but maybe that's true. There's none of those, right? So then we have Black Panther Mighties in another tweet here, Doctor Strange statue, Tales to Astonish number 90 comic, Savage She-Hulk number 1, and Amazing Fantasy 15. This is the big one everyone wants. And you can see that Alex went, I assume you tagged me for potential validation of these guesses. And Dara says, yeah, what do you think? And 0 of 5 again. And you can see that Amazing Fantasy 15 is in there. And up at the top, we got the first appearance Thor comic is in there. So if this is true, if he's not trolling, right? Because that would be kind of mean if he was trolling and if they actually did get one of these. Let's assume we're not getting any of this stuff, which is really sad because this is the one that I really want. And this is the one I think that everybody really wants. But let's just say, for the sake of this video, we'll go by the tweet and say that this is unlikely, that we won't get this one at San Diego Comic-Con, right? And hopefully we'll get it after, during the month of August with the big 60th anniversary and all that stuff of Spider-Man. So let's just assume that we're not going to get this one, which will affect people's, what they're doing in the market. It will affect if you think that now that this won't be coming. So I hope it comes. I'm still praying that it does. I'm holding out all hope. And but if it doesn't, then it doesn't, right? And so now I've got predictions of stuff that I think will come. So I'm not going to include Amazing Fantasy 15 in there just because of that tweet and stuff. Let's just say it's not coming, okay? And if it does come, then fantastic. But I'm not going to put it on my list right here. I have a bunch of other stuff. So let's get into what I've got, right? And I'm so sad about this if it doesn't come because I want this comic so bad. And we all do, right? We all do. But anyway, let's go on. So here is the one that I think is coming then. It's the X-Men number 1. And the reason I put this one on my list is because there is a big push right now for mutants in the MCU. And I don't want to spoil, any shows or anything, but there's a nice, ending to a recent show where we know mutants are coming. And then of course the Doctor Strange movie's been out for a while now. We saw Professor X in there and all that kind of stuff, even though that was a different world, but we know mutants are coming. So this is a comic I think that's big that they could totally promote at the Comic-Con, and I think we'll probably get this one. This is one of my predictions. Now it may not come as well, but this is a prediction I'm making, right? So what do you think about any? By the way, let me know what you think about all these in the comment section, and if I missed any, and do some predictions yourself too, because I really want to hear them. So this is a big comic. Could you imagine if we get this? I think we will, right? We already got number 4, X-Men 4. We're getting a lot of X-Men stuff, so I think it's a no-brainer. So let's go on to the next one right here. Now, I think we're getting Indiana Jones, the collectible figure, like the Veve fully animated, because he dropped in Fortnite recently, and he has his 5th movie coming out, and I think it's the perfect time to drop him. So I think we're going to get him at the San Diego Comic-Con. He's already been like mentioned, you know, in a Medium article with Lucasfilm and all that kind of stuff. So I really think we're getting Indy, and he is my favorite movie of all time, you know, up there with Star Wars as well. So I mean, and if you haven't seen him in Fortnite, he looks incredible. Look, it's actually Harrison Ford's likeness. It is really cool. So I really think we're going to get this one coming up. And what a perfect time to drop him right there at the Comic-Con, where they're going to do more announcements. We might even get a trailer for, you know, Indiana Jones, because at the Star Wars Celebration, Harrison Ford came out and they announced, you know, Indiana Jones 5, and they actually showed a screenshot, like a photo of him walking across like a bridge in like kind of a cave. You know, it was all dark, and you know, Harrison Ford came out, and it was absolutely amazing. So I think we're going to get Indiana Jones. I think it's coming for sure. Just my guess, just my opinion. Now, next, I think we're also going to get Venom. Okay, because you know, think about all the stuff we're getting lately, the comic we just got, and all that stuff, and his Sony show. But I think it could be a Marvel Mighty, right? Which would be okay, because you can see that they've like already been giving us some Spider-Verse stuff in the Mighties. So, you know, I'm hoping for fully animated, but it's probably going to be a Marvel Mighty, and that'll be a really cool FA. And, you know, for example, like this also came out in Fortnite recently as well. So, you know, like it's all kind of making sense with how they're releasing stuff. So that's how I'm doing my guesses, is how they're releasing stuff, right? So he already came out. He looks incredible in Fortnite. Absolutely amazing. And so we'll probably, though, you know, I'm hoping for a fully animated figure like a Black Panther style or a Vader style, right? But we'll probably get a Marvel Mighty, right? But we'll see what happens, right? So that's my another prediction. So let me know what you think. So the next one I think we're going to get is this Spider-Man new volume comic right here, and you can see this is Spider-Man #1. This came out this year, like I believe in April, and so you know, this is actually like a 60th anniversary logo there. So I think this is pretty much, you know, we'll probably get this comic. You know, we did get Spider-Man #1, the you know, the Todd McFarlane series, and we have Amazing Spider-Man #1, the original you know, series. So I think we'll probably get this one too. You know, I would hope so, because it came out recently, and it would be a really nice comic to get to launch his 60th anniversary, and then give us Amazing Fantasy like a week later or something like that. Please, Veve, you know we want it, right? But I think this is a pretty good guess on my part. So let me know what you think, right? So next one I think is we could get a Captain Marvel figure. Now she just showed up as well, like recently. I don't want to spoil any shows for you, but she just showed up, made an appearance, and the Marvels movie is coming. So I think we could get her, you know, that would be great. Or we could get Monica Rambeau. You know, we already have her Amazing Spider-Man comic in the app, so we could get her, or we could get her first appearance comic, you know, which could also be really cool. But I think it'll be a Marvel Mighty if we get this figure as well. Now, like I said, this is a Fortnite release, but this came out a while ago. But a Marvel Mighty makes perfect sense for this. So we might get a little Marvel Mighty drop of Marvels, you know, like Marvels, like the, you know, because of the movie that's going to be coming. So we'll see about that, right? But I think that's probably coming at least at some point to the app. I think it's a pretty safe bet. So, you know, hopefully we'll get it at the San Diego Comic-Con as well, because I would love to get a fully animated figure like this. That would be cool. She's got great animations, and you know, they're really pushing the Marvel thing and the Marvels, you know, and Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. They're really pushing that right now. So it makes a lot of sense if we get her too, right? So this is the other big one I think we're going to get. I think we're going to get the Mandalorian, and I think he's going to be our second Star Wars figure, and he's going to be fully animated like Vader, and that would be absolutely incredible. They just dropped his comic book, so we could get the comic book in Veve as well, you know, the Mandalorian comic that just came out, but I'm hoping we get an actual figure, and that would be incredible at the San Diego Comic-Con, because there's a huge Star Wars contingent at the San Diego Comic-Con. Like the 501st Legion that I'm a part of, they have a giant presence there, and there's people walking around in Mando costumes, and there's going to be toy releases, and the comic just came out. So I think Veve is going to give us the fully animated, you know, Mandalorian, or hopefully his comic, and that it would be absolutely incredible. So let me know what you think about that. I would just go crazy if that happened. I'll probably do a crazy video if that happened, right? So expect it. It's coming, right? Now, the next one I think we could get is Ghost Rider. And he just, like, this is tying into a comic I'm going to show you in just a second, because this whole thing with the Supernatural team, we need it. And I think this is probably going to be a Marvel Mighty as well. But I'm hoping for the fully animated one, because Fortnite also released this character a little while ago, and he looks incredible in Fortnite. And so I'm just going by what they've been releasing, right, everybody? I'm not just pulling stuff out of a hat. I'm trying to look at what's actually been released by Marvel on different platforms and stuff, and seeing how, because that's how Veve is doing it. Because Black Panther came out the same way, right? So let's just see what happens here. But I think it could be a Marvel Mighty. But could you imagine if it's animated and his head's all flaming? That would be the ideal situation. But I'm thinking Marvel Mighty, right? You know, and we might get actually a whole bunch of a group of the supernatural heroes in the Marvel Mighties. That could be really cool. And those are the Midnight Suns, which is this next comic I have. And this comic came out really recently, okay? So this isn't the original first appearance of the Midnight Suns, but look who is all in here on the Midnight Suns. You got Ghost Rider and Blade and all that. This is a new comic that came out. So I think that we could get this comic in the Veve app. And the reason I'm saying this too is that there's a video game release that's going to be coming out in a little while. So why not promote both? Drop the comic in the app. There's the video game that's coming out. This is a newer comic. So, you know, we could potentially get some of this, or something to do with the Midnight Suns, at least with the Ghost Rider or something, right? So maybe we get Ghost Rider's, you know, like his, like I said, his Marvel Mighty, or maybe we get some other stuff, or maybe we get the Midnight Suns original comic from the 90s. But I'm thinking more of this one, because this is closer to like what they're doing now, right? So then this leads in to the big one, okay? This is the big one that I think we're going to get at San Diego Comic-Con, and you can see him. You can see him on the cover of this comic. And this comic right here, I think, is the biggest one that they could give us. And the reason I'm thinking this one is because of, you know, it's Wolverine, it's mutants, it's a massive comic, right? They're already pushing us that direction. And if you see what's going on, right, this could be the big comic that we're all going to hope for. Instead of Amazing Fantasy 15 with Spider-Man, which might come in August or later, you know, what if we get this one with the X-Men, because of the, you know, the X-Men one with the big push towards comics, and this would draw huge attention at the Comic-Con, right? So this is what I'm thinking, everybody. I want to know what you're thinking as well. What do you think of my predictions? Do you think we'll get this comic or any of them at all? Please let me know in the comment section below. We only have 1 week to go, and maybe we'll get 1 or 2 of these before the Comic-Con, like this week coming up. Who knows, right? But let's see what happens. I think I'm pretty happy with my predictions, and you know, but if we don't get Amazing Fantasy 15, it's not the end of the world. But these ones, if we get any of this stuff right here, I will be super happy as well. Or whatever they give us, I don't care. As long as they give us something great, I'm going to be super happy. And we know they will, because, you know, it's Veve and Marvel together. We're going to get some really cool stuff regardless, right? So this is just for fun. I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video.